Hello and welcome to the Founders Live online experience. I am Nick Hughes. I am joined with Dan Savage. Dan, how are you doing today?
Hey, Nick, I'm doing well. Good to see you.
Welcome, man. All right. I want to welcome everyone to Founders Live. This is Founders Live Seattle. This is our first ever online experience, and we are streaming live. We are here and we are back for, the Founders Live experience. We are not giving up. We're actually turning the corner. We're recreating everything around the virtual experience. And so before we get started, as people jump in here, as we said before, we have a great introduction artist. We have some music from a musical talent, Yohanna E from Seattle. I'm going to bring Yohanna E in. She's going to play some music for us. She's going to sing, beautiful voice. And we're going to spend about 10-15 minutes with her music. We'll then spend 10-15 minutes with her to hear her story. And then we'll get to the pitch competition. But let's bring on Yohanna and with her music. Yohanna, can you hear me? Yes. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing great. Great. I want to bring Yohanna in. Welcome. Where are you joining us from today?
From Seattle. At Channel 8 TV. I'm here going to be performing a few songs for you guys.
Well, please do. So we are going to hand it over to Yohanna E. Welcome and bless us with your beautiful voice.
Thank you. So the first song, got it? Okay. So the first song is going to be called Love on Me. And this song inspired me to write a mixture of like my language, which is Tigrinya, because I'm from Eritrea, and English, born in America. This song just represents loving me as a woman and loving my culture. And so I mixed the two. And last year I went to Africa and shot the video as well. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Well, this song is back to you. Yeah. No matter where I go, it's like there's a story that was always untold. I try to go and tell all the poets in the streets, but I realized I had to find a poet in me. Since the womb, mom was telling me she felt a little buzz. Maybe it was a coffee, maybe it was a love. Cause the girl was trying to make a stage everywhere she went. Something about this bloodline I always had to represent. Something about the lives lost, I just couldn't forget. I just won't forget, no way I'll forget. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, all the roads lead back to you. What's sweeter than you? What's sweeter than true? All I know is back to you. Imagine if today you left everything behind, all the things that you love, and you didn't have no time to say goodbye to your mom and your dad, and your sister had to flee to many miles, missing those who made you smile. We got reasons to smile, we got reasons to cry, but most of all, we got so many reasons to shine. When your dad was a fighter and your mom was a survivor, all the scars in the back to the story of a painful past. God rest his souls. Too many days unknown, too many days alone, too many days from home. I hope this song can catch a cloud and get to y'all in heaven. I hope the rain was a sign that y'all got the message. No matter what I do, all the roads lead back to you. What's sweeter than you? What's sweeter than true? All I know is back to you. When the village brought us up, can't nothing bring us down. How can we forget something like the blood we bleed? Every song, every poem should be treated like a seed. Every thought, every breath is a topic currency. You see, you never know who you inspire. We can prosper together, even build an empire. Yeah, what I say, that means fly me over everything. Is why I say, put put your faith in the dreams you dream every day. And don't forget we got wings to fly. Yes, and don't forget we were designed to rise. Yeah, can't forget the struggle that they went through. Come back to this just to get back to you. No matter where I go, I want to say thank you to Belina for the beautiful vocals in the song. Take it back to you. What's really you? What's really true? All I know. And the music is the karad. It's different instruments from my country as well. So no matter what I do. All right. So that song was actually called Back to You. And that song just represents the story and the journey of those that, came from Africa as an immigrant. And also the power that, we have as a community and not forgetting our culture and sticking together, even as first generation kids. So the whole message was to never forget where you're from. No matter where you go, you're always going to go back to it, So that was the whole message to that song. Yeah. All women's production. It was really good. And it's released, it's out. So yeah. And the next song is gonna be Love on Me. So that's the song that I was talking about that I did back home. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy. It ain't over unless I say it's over. It ain't over unless I say it's over. Nah, 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 nah. It ain't over. Nah, 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 nah. It ain't over. So all you gotta do is love on me. Yeah, yeah. Said all you gotta do is love on me. So it ain't over. Love me, aftereni. Love me, but to any. 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 It's not hard, it's easy. If you wanna please me, I come straight like fire. I can take you high. It ain't over unless I say it's over. It ain't over unless I say it's over. Nah, 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 nah. It ain't over. Nah, 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 nah. It ain't over, so all you gotta do is love on me. Yeah, yeah. Said all you gotta do is love on me. So it ain't over. Love me, aftereni. Love me, but to any. 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 Natele, Eri Beka. Natele, Afrika. Natele, Eri Beka. Natele, Afrika. Ooh, it ain't over. It ain't over. So yeah, that song Love on Me. It was a lot of fun making that record in the studio, writing it. Yeah, it was just a great time doing that in the video as well. And the video is on YouTube. It's called Love on Me, Yohanna E. And the next song that I'll be performing is a tribute for Nipsey Hussle that I had done last year. It's one of my favorite songs off his album called Grinding All My Life. And I redirected the message about him and kind of telling his story to present day. So yeah, I had performed this at the Eritrean festivals and at some other events back last summer. And yeah, it's a rap song that I did. It's a remix, and hope you guys enjoy this as well. Run it. Yeah. It's a victory lap. Check it. Yeah. All his life, grinding all his life, sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. What a life, don't be playing with your time. That's why you should grind all the time. Yeah. All his life, grinding all his life. Whoa, sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Yeah. What a life, don't be playing with your time. That's why you should grind all the time. Yeah. All money in, no money out. He put on for a city and he made him proud. Have a goal, act on it, make a plan, then bet on it. Self-made, hustle to grade. If you dedicated, nothing's a mistake. He was a true king, God sent. A true king, unlike most, man. No matter what you know, a legend never dies. And no matter what society can't deny. Nipsey Hussle demonstrated how to ride. He was a man who kept his spirits high. His platform, a plantation. Spent his own money, had lots of patience. Giving kids hope and inspiration. Nip a real man, we gotta celebrate. All his life, grinding all his life, sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. What a life, don't be playing with your time. That's why you should grind all the time. Yeah. All his life, grinding all his life. Whoa, sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Yeah. What a life, don't be playing with your time. That's why you should grind all the time. Yeah. Rest in peace, Nip the Great. He lives on and the marathon continues. The marathon continues always. Yeah, I really like that song a lot. So yeah, those are my few songs I had performed for you guys. The first one was Back to You. The second was Love on Me. And the last one is the tribute for Nipsey Hussle. And yeah.
Yohanna, this is so great.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And we're going to spend a little time. We want to hear about you and your story. We're going to spend about 10, maybe 15 minutes just interacting with Yohanna a bit. Please keep the comments coming. We'll pull some questions if you have them from the audience. My first question, or just we want to know a little bit more about you. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey into a musician.
Yeah, I've been making music and performing around the world the past 7-8 years. And I produce, I songwrite, I do things in 2 languages, English and Tigrinya. I've always loved music ever since being a kid. I loved it. Never thought I'd be an artist. And I just grew having this talent as a performer, as a vocalist, and just fell in love and continued. And
That's great. And this is Founders Live, and we're really about entrepreneurship. And one thing that's, although I'm not a musician, really, I think I sing pretty well, but I don't think anyone else thinks that. But I'm very touched and so close to music. And interestingly enough, I think musicians are entrepreneurs as well. So tell us how you see that. How are you an entrepreneur at the same time as an artist and a musician?
I'm an entrepreneur because I make things happen. I create situations and I just play a part into different things. And as an artist, I just apply my creativity and my talent into different platforms and resources and partnerships and just grow into creating opportunities for myself.
Right. And how, in this time that we're all in this weird time, it's very difficult, and it's difficult for business. It's difficult for the music industry. And how has it affected you first? Let's go there. How has it affected you and the way that, the music industry is dealing with this right now?
Yeah, greatly. I had some overseas performances that I was going to be doing, but that got canceled. Also, not having to be able to have, go to any shows or performances locally that has been stopped, of course. Not really going to, like, everything just kind of is on pause right now, pretty much all around, you know? So it just affected me in that way. Just everything's on pause.
It is. What do you think the future of live performance looks like, when in reality, you know, we have a lot of cities and federal regulations saying you can't gather in large groups, and hey, that's what we do normally, and that's
I know.
So what do you think that looks like?
I honestly feel like they're gonna have really high prices for those amount of people that are gonna go to shows, and people are already doing a lot of more like virtual shows and performances. You know, I actually did one a few days ago with the Eritreans, the embassy and everything, and we did like a virtual show and fundraiser. That's just where the focus is right now. You can't really do too much today or for the future. I feel like it's going to take some time for things to get back to the way it is, hopefully.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. So we have time for questions. So if anyone's watching, feel free to throw a question right in the YouTube comments, and we'll get to them. Who inspires you? What artists out there, musicians, maybe growing up or today, that inspired you in your journey?
My favorite artist is Mariah Carey. You know, just her vulnerability, her sound, her artistry, for sure. Rappers like Tupac, of course, Jay-Z, Lupe Fiasco, Kanye. It's quite a few. I just love music and stories, you know? I like to hear truth. I like to hear people's experiments and what they create. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I go back to, you know, Tupac, one of the best, and he told stories, you know. His stories were deep. And so, yeah, how do you strive to, you know, wrap those sort of the people that inspire you and people that you look up to? How do you wrap them into your craft and your art?
Just staying connected and true to the message, you know, just always being honest. And for me, my stories are reflecting what my parents had gone through, you know, leaving a country. My dad was a fighter. My mom was a survivor. You know, they went to Sudan, they came to America, and talking about their journeys, my journey as an artist or as a woman growing up in America. And so it's kind of like music is pages from my diary. It's just facts, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And to bring light to things that people don't normally discuss, especially in my community. That's a big thing that I do.
Very good. So what's ahead for you? What should we be expecting? And what's, you know, let's go 6, 12, 18 months out. What do you expect?
I'm releasing a project called Evolution of E. So it's a 5-song EP. And it's half in English and half in Tigrinya with the music and everything. I'm doing some more collaborations internationally. And hopefully if everything goes good, I'll be flying back to West Africa to shoot a video and do a show. Making music, I produce in the studio as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. My project Evolution of E.
Very good. Very good. We have a question from Claudius. Claudius is one of our team members in Seattle, and he shouts out, what's the most challenging part of being an artist?
The most challenging, I would say, being consistent, because as an artist, we get carried away and just like drowning into just creating, and we just forget that we should release. So the biggest challenge for me is releasing content sometimes that I just kind of store away, that I just kind of let sit. That's the most challenging thing for me.
Yeah, I could tie that right into, you know, as being a founder and creating your own company, consistency is probably the number one, you know, tenacity and consistency of getting up every day, working, dealing with challenges, getting creative, sitting down and crafting something when you don't feel like it, but you got to do it. You know, those are the things that some days you're like, I don't want to do this. I really don't.
You
You
want to
know,
create and have fun, be in the studio all day or just vibe out. But sometimes you have to execute and, make sure you're making time for your deadlines and everything too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so where can we find you? Where can we find your music? Maybe your social handles. Where can we find you?
Yeah, my socials are Yohanna, ERIYOHANNA. And on YouTube, Google Yohanna YOHANNE. I mean NNA space E. That's the best way to find me. My fan page, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube.
Very good. Very good.
Mhm.
Well, Yohanna E, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. This was great. I'm excited, and I hope you're excited. Parting words? What's on your mind? Parting words?
For everyone to stay safe, and making sure they're being healthy and make time for yourself during this time that what we're going through with COVID-19. It's really serious to remember, to be thankful for having a life. So I just want people to think about that.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us, and have a
Thank
good
you
rest
for
of your
having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Well, that, everyone, was our opening entertainment. Yohanna E, just amazing stuff. We are getting started here, so I am going to change this banner here. We are going to get started with, Founders Live. I am going to share my screen. Again, amazing. So I want to let you know, and actually I'm gonna go over here and remove that. I want to let you know that we are getting started here, and you can share this out to any of the social platforms. Please share this link out. People will jump on. Throw it out to each one of them. That would be great. I would really appreciate it. We at Seattle would really appreciate it. And before we get started, I want to bring in Dan Savage. He's our one of our team members. Dan, how you doing, and what'd you think about the music?
Oh, that was a great first performance. Good showing. Thank you, Yohanna.
Yeah, it was great. And Dan's going to be here. He's going to help us out. And Dan Savage, actually, just tell us a little bit about yourself and who what you doing in Seattle and your experience thus far with Founders Live.
Well, I've been part of the Seattle technology startup experience in Seattle for almost a decade now, and I've known Nick for a long time, and I'm happy to be anything I can do to help with the organization. I'm super excited about the new changes. Of course, it's a little sad that we all have to make these changes, but it's also exciting because it's forcing us into something new.
It is, yeah. Thank you, Dan. And I'll just say, I'll start right here. Here's where we find ourselves, right? And that is just something that we have to deal with. And, like yourself, I personally went through a time where it was like, what is going on and how do we handle this? And is my company and my vision, and I'm speaking just simply, you're probably thinking and went through the same thing, which is, what happens now? Is this over? And quite frankly, it's not. So, we have crafted through this experience, we basically are rebuilding the airplane in mid-flight, and we realize that no, the vision continues. This vision of impacting people all around the world who's probably watching from various parts of the world right now. We believe we will move forward through this. And so Founders Live, we have created this ultimate entrepreneurial experience and virtual pitch competition. So I'm going to walk through some stuff. I'm going to go through a basic overview. Then we will hear from some great partners and sponsors. And then we will get to the show of the night, the pitch competition. What happens afterwards, after we have the competition, we have a winner, we are opening up a Zoom room, breakout room, to do some networking and chat, which that's the time where you can turn on your camera and you can hang out with everyone. We'll just hang out for a half an hour to an hour and chat. So that's something, if you choose to do that, that's great. We would love to see you in there. If not, totally cool. But we're going to make the best of this. We're going to make the best of not only what's happened around the world, but we're actually using this to create something even better than what we had before. So Founders Live is about inspiration. We're about education. But what you're seeing is we're also about entertainment. So the Founders Live platform and community is a global platform, and it's also a local community. We have created a global social network that's growing around the world, and we also have these events traditionally. So Founders Live was started in 2014 around traditionally a in-person event. That happened in March of 2014. We have clearly been transitioning into something even better than that. But when we started, we created this global social network. You'll see online, it's becoming the homepage of the modern entrepreneur. So there's great information, videos, articles, chat sessions. We're doing some incredible talks on there now. But we're also now actually reworking what our Founders Live pitch events are. And as we sit in this right now, these monthly events that we're starting to roll out across the world are now becoming virtual and globally live streamed. So welcome to the next generation of Founders Live. These include now performance, as you just saw. They include competition, of course. And now they include networking. And yes, like Dan said, although we find ourselves in this situation, we are innovating and creating the best of it. So our goal is to be the industry-defining entrepreneurial brand around the world. We're definitely getting there. So what started in Seattle, this is Founders Live Seattle, but what started in Seattle is now quickly expanding around the world. It's been amazing. So we've reached almost 60 cities around the world. 60 cities. That's in about 3.5 years. It's been amazing to see. If you see those dots, some of them are quite far from Seattle, and really, really loving Founders Live, the vision, the core values, and everything about that, reaching every corner of the world, and we're not stopping. So I just wanted to mention real quick, we recently launched Moscow in Russia as our 59th city. That was right before everything closed up, obviously, but they had a great first event, and now we will be transitioning to virtual events with them, obviously, as well. But man, Moscow, just so great to see that. And there's many other areas of the world that the list is incredible. I'm going to tell you one thing right now. You want this in your city or your country, reach out to us. We're ready. We're ready to roll out in your city. We look for partners. We look for city leaders. That's how we launch. But please, if you think that this is cool, and obviously people can view this from all over the world, but we highlight talent coming out of these cities. So if you want to start this, reach out to me. You can reach out through Founders Live, email, LinkedIn, reach out. So I want to touch on the 4 core values very quickly before we get to this competition. We crafted 4 core values that really impact and form what this is all about and why it's so important around the world. The first one is what we call respectful authenticity. This is really about inclusion. This is about you being your authentic self. But the reverse of that is you have to respect others in their authentic self. And underlying this entire core value is really about including everyone. Everyone should feel comfortable. They should feel respected, and they should feel valued. And we do that across the board. We make sure that we have equal representation when we have pitch events, and you'll see that tonight. But I just absolutely the number 1 core value. Number 2, gather around the campfire. Of course, we are all storytellers. As an entrepreneur and a founder, you really need to learn how to craft your story, and how you craft your story and how you inspire people to follow you whether that's customers, investors, employees. So although we're not gathering on a physical campfire, we are all storytellers. So I encourage you to find yours and entertain people. The third one is open the door. This is an important one for me. I believe really about doing great things for people without expecting a return. And if you think about that, if you do great things for people, you know what's going to happen? It's going to come back to you tenfold. And so open the door for people, doing great things for people, introduce them, maybe offer help, things of that nature. It's just a community, of course, that I want to be living in, and I hope you do too. And the last one, no name tags. This is really about, although we're not even in a room, look, we focus on having fun. We believe business should be fun, casual, and really not awkward. So, this one will probably be innovated around as well as we continue forward, but we focus on and really having a good time. So with that, I want to say thank you. I just want to say we are doing not only the best we can, but we are absolutely innovating and taking advantage of new opportunities for new ideas. So thank you for participating. Thank you for viewing and watching. And thank you for allowing me to share some of the vision that we have and I have internally. So I'm going to bring Dan back on, or Dan's right there. Dan, so we are now going into the sponsor part of our show. This could not be done without the support and sponsors involved in Seattle as well as globally. So Dan, any quick thoughts before we jump into our sponsors?
No, just super looking forward to all the feedback that we get from all the participants, from both the presenters today as well as everyone who's on the live stream. So if you have any comments, please make sure that you share them on the live stream. We'll review all of them and make sure that we're providing the best experience. And looking forward to both the rest of tonight as well as our future events.
Very good. Well, thank you so much. And we are now going to bring in Amanda with Fly Homes. And Amanda, as she loads up her slide deck, we just want to thank Fly Homes for being a sponsor of Founders Live. We so much appreciate it. And let's have Amanda here. You able to share your screen there?
Yeah, can you see it?
Yeah, I am. Let's see. There we go.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. My name's Amanda. I'm with Fly Homes. Fly Homes is a real estate startup that is focused on solving problems that many people, especially home buyers, have faced for too long. And we've helped over 1,500 clients and counting. One of the really cool things is our CEO actually pitched at Founders Live when we started. So we have a real passion for what's going on with Founders Live and being a part of the community. Cool things about Fly Homes and what we've been doing is we've been turning our finance buyers into cash buyers. We've been backing our buyers with their traditional offers with our guarantee. And we're empowering current homeowners to trade up to their next home with more buying power. So our three main services are on the screen. If you're interested in learning more, I encourage you to use your cell phone, take a look at that QR code. You can sign up. You can reach out for more information on our website or the phone number. And then, of course, I'm going to be around for networking later to talk to everyone, okay? Good luck, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you, Amanda. And yes, what's so amazing about this? I remember Fly Homes pitching, and this is for everyone watching. This is for you pitching tonight. Fly Homes pitched at a Founders Live Seattle in 2016, I believe. I might be wrong, 16 or 17. But Amanda, question quickly, how much has Fly Homes raised total?
Oh, that's a great question. We went through Series B last year, I think in August, September time, and we raised an additional 22 million then. So I think up to date, we're up to 121 million. And that's not just VC raised, it's also partnered with different financial institutions, et cetera. So we definitely encourage looking at all aspects when you're raising money and how you can build your business that way.
Well, thank you so much. And
yeah,
look, that's an incredible vote of confidence for any founder that's pitching at a Founders Live event. Success is right there. So great job. Thank you, Amanda. Really appreciate it. Bye-bye. We are now going to bring in Katie Forster from Women in Cloud. We've recently partnered with Katie and Women in Cloud, and we want to have them share a little bit of their message. Katie, if you can share your screen, we will put you right in there. There you go.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Oh, there it is. Sorry, it's flipped me off. There you go. Hi, I'm Katie. I'm from Women in Cloud. Did you know that the cloud market is $457 billion? Our goal at Women in Cloud is to help women get their slice of the pie. And this is how. Women in Cloud can help you achieve over 1 million in recurring revenue annually. We have a proven cloud accelerator with Microsoft to help women tech entrepreneurs get ready and win enterprise contracts. In the last 2 years, we have unlocked over 70 million in enterprise opportunities. Women in Cloud are inviting you to participate in our Cloud Accelerator cohort number 4 to build your business to serve the enterprise market and create sustainable cloud solutions. For more information, go to womenincloud.com. Additionally, we welcome you to the first ever Digital Cloud Innovate Her Pitch Challenge on May 1st. This is a great way for women tech entrepreneurs across the global market to develop, showcase, win prizes, and enterprise customers. Please accept our invitation to come be a part of the Women in Cloud community, to think bigger, to win bigger, and thrive far beyond expectations.
Thank you, Katie, and thank you, Women in Cloud. We are so excited and so appreciative that this is working out really well. And obviously, with Founders Live, we are here to support entrepreneurs, no matter where they are in the world, and no matter what they look like, and no matter what they identify as. And this was an incredible partnership. So thank you so much. Excited for tomorrow. We've got the pitch competition tomorrow as well. So thank you.
Yes, thanks. Thanks, Nick.
All right, next up, we've got Bill from Now CFO. So here we go, Bill. How are you doing, Bill?
Hey, I'm doing good, Nick. Yeah, I
Good.
appreciate it. Yeah, I don't have any slides to share, but I'll just talk real quick. This is our third year being a sponsor of Founders Live. I've always been super excited about the events. Now kind of moving to these online virtual events, it's still great to see everyone participating and sharing and telling stories. So that's really great. I just want to touch on two quick things. Obviously these days there's a lot of uncertainty with the economy, people uncertain about what's going to happen with their business. And what Now CFO is, we're an outsourced operational accounting and finance service. So typically that means CFO services, controller services, bookkeeping on a part-time or fractional basis. There's two things we're doing right now kind of related to what's going on. We've got if you go to our website, nowcfo.com/roadmap, we've got a lot of great resources. It's all about this roadmap to recovery. How are you as a business going to recover from what's going on and be in a position to really grow when things start coming back? So go check that out. There's a lot of great resources. We're doing a webinar series. But the other thing I wanted to touch on is we've got a division of Now CFO that's dedicated to capital raise advisory services. And that part of the business is still going strong. There's a lot of investors out there looking to invest in strong companies. So if you need help or if you want to share ideas on the best way to raise money at this time, please reach out to me at any time. And yeah, I'll be around at the end for the networking as well.
Thank you, Bill. Great to see you. Great to hear from you. And thank you so much, Now CFO. Absolutely. Check them out. They're great. See you later, Bill.
Thank you.
All right. We have Melissa from Story Fruition. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing great. Hey, everyone, I want to introduce to you Melissa, who has so graciously and gratefully, she's working with all of our presenters and our founders that are pitching during this event. And I will let her tell the rest, but really just want to share that and say thank you so much.
Oh my God, my pleasure. You guys, it has been great joy to be able to work with these four founders as we've composed their stories. And we've been hearing tonight from a lot of people, they keep saying storytelling, you got to tell your story. And what's interesting about the work I've done is that we're not really ever told how to tell a great story. And I spent 20 plus years in sales and marketing, and that's what I realized is that when a company comes up and they're telling their background, their founder story, it's sales, it's marketing, and it has a little bit of theater in it. But the entrepreneurs of the world, I just adore, because you guys are changing the world and learning like the why you're doing this and the how you got there. That's a story that needs to be crafted. So if you're a founder in the works, make sure you get that story ready to go, because that is one of the most interesting moments when we find out why you're doing this. So tonight you're going to see that with the four founders. We really tried to drill down to be able to show the journey of either their customer's plight or their own path and how they got there. And they practiced a lot. And that's what we do when I'm working with clients one-on-one, is I put them into my rehearsal rooms and we practice so that you can see yourself learning and growing. And I am so excited. I wish all of the presenters good luck tonight. Have a great time. You've got great stories to share. And thank you, Nick. And enjoy and relax. And if you're interested in talking to me, there's my content and contact information. Thanks.
Thank you, Melissa. And storytelling is, like we talked about earlier, so important. And you've been doing a great job. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Enjoy the show. All right. So I am going to share my screen once again and get back to some slides. And I want to, before we have Sharon come up, just want to touch a few more support sponsors that we have. I want to give a shout out to WTIA, Washington Technology Industry Association, Nick Ellingson. Thank you so much for being a great partner, a great sponsor, and a great friend. You all know Nick, if you've been to the Seattle events, such a great, just thank you so much. And everything that WTIA does, from building the community to really bringing resources, whether that's health insurance. They've got great stuff on that. They actually released a phone plan, so look that up. And they've got a bunch of other things, as well as they have their cohort. And I'm one of the advisors on the startup cohort that we have been putting together. And usually it's two a year. You want to look into that if you're interested. But it's absolutely a great thing to do if you're a startup, you're just getting going, and you get around mentors and a lot of the events that they create on that. Tremendous help. So thank you so much, WTIA. I wanted to give a shout out also to Bernstein. So Troy wasn't able to jump in here, but really thank Bernstein for being a help. They are a wealth management company. If Troy was here, he would say, hey, we manage wealthy people's money, but it's much, much more than that. Troy is such a great, just friend and advisor. And, we will connect. If you're interested in connecting with Troy, he can introduce you to so many people around the Seattle community specifically. And he just likes to help entrepreneurs like you. So, let me know. We can connect you with Bernstein. They do great things. And then the last part we want to mention is that all presenters in Founders Live, this is globally, by the way, receive $5,000 credit to Amazon AWS services, $5,000 credit. The winner gets $10,000 credit. So that's huge. I mean, come on, thank you so much, Amazon AWS. We want to thank Google as well. We have some Google Cloud credits for participants. And last but not least, we want to thank Delta. This is available to everyone. If you're interested, go on to Founders Live, search Delta. You get the Sky Bonus program. It's basically frequent flyer miles for your team. So your team can actually, once you sign up as a business, people can just use a number, you accrue points in terms of your travel, and you can earn great things from that. Clearly, it might not be the best time around the world to travel, but you know what? It's going to come back, and you're at some point going to need to get on a plane. So it makes sense to get those points. So I just want to give a shout out to Delta. Thank you so much. Here we go. All right. It's time. I want to bring Dan back in. Where you at? There you go. It is time that we are getting back into the show. And what we do here is, if you are new to Founders Live, whether you saw, or if you saw this in the past at a physical event, or you're new and you're seeing this virtually, it's the same thing. So we got hundreds of guests. We actually have 4 companies this time. We usually take 5, but we just had 4 this time. 99-second pitches, 4 minutes of Q&A. So you know what's great is we are going to take questions from the YouTube comments that you can leave a question. We will pull it up. We probably won't get to all of them, but we will address questions from you, the viewers. And then after the 4 presentations, we will vote on which one we thought was the best of the night. So are we ready, Dan? How you feeling?
We are ready. And our first up for the evening is Inyore. Sydney James, if you would prepare yourself.
All right, let's get Sydney going here.
Can you see, or?
Yep, we got it, man.
All right, hold on, I think it's loading up now. All right.
So Sydney, on my go, you are ready. Go ahead.
I want you to meet Jane, 32-year-old senior finance manager. She feels overworked and completely burned out. She refuses to speak with her manager or HR because she doesn't trust him. We know that employees fear speaking up because of 3 different reasons: fear of retaliation, appearing to look stupid, or appearing to challenge authority. This is where Inyore comes in, a web-based messaging platform where professionals anonymously connect, discuss, learn, and share with their peers without judgment. We know that a lack of employee trust negatively impacts companies' bottom line, retention, as well as their innovation. As you can see, our front-end user side operates very easily. Users can create, discover, and explore communities as well as posts. And when you get to our back end, we made it very easy for HR directors and managers to see aggregated data reports for each individual community. Now we know Jane is very happy to have a platform that she can trust and be her authentic self. HR directors and managers are now excited that they have access to honest and productive employee data. Our go-to-market strategy includes digital marketing, monthly events, as well as Slack and Microsoft Teams integration. Some of our competitors include Blind and Fishbowl. And we plan to make money by using an enterprise SaaS business model. And thank you for your time. Yeah. Hello?
Great job, Sydney. Thank you so much. All right, we are going to take questions. So my first question is, what markets are you going towards first?
We're going to go pretty much from the bottom up and go after the employees first to get them, to start trusting the platform and get used to sharing their experiences and, feeling comfortable with the platform. And then that's when we're going to work. That's the very first thing that we want to do.
Very good. You might have touched on this a little bit, but tell us a little bit more about the revenue model and where you see this going in terms of generating a strong revenue stream.
Yeah. So as you saw, that dashboard, it summarizes all of the data that happens in these conversations. So we never identify the individual. We just aggregate all these data that we have. And then now you're able to see, with the click of a button, HR can see, hey, if we having, a community built around sexual harassment or something like that, they can actually go and see, what particular part of their department they need to take a look into.
Very nice. Very nice. Here we go. How are you securing your data?
So right now, we were using LinkedIn. So we're doing going to do a partnership with them and pretty much pull that data from LinkedIn and secure it in 2 separate servers. So everything, if we got hacked one place, you would need a lot of different security to get through that. So we did a lot of hashing with the back end side.
Very good. Love the platform. You can reach out to others about issues, or can you reach out to others if you have issues, trust issues with the employer?
I'm not really sure what that means. If they could clarify that.
Unicorn Dogs, clarify that in the comments. We'll get back to you. Let's do this one. What is the advantages of this specific concept versus unidentified competitors?
Well, one of the biggest things is that we talking to some type of professional, because we do require LinkedIn credentials that's one first thing that we have, and then the other things that we have is we wanted to empower the user and try to get some type of data back to the company versus you just go to Blind or Fishbowl and it's hey, I can just go and make a complaint form. So we thinking about it more so from if you think about Uber and Lyft, they're the same company, but Lyft is more of a socially conscious company, and Uber is just hey, we don't care. We're just going to get you from point A to point B. So we want to be more so like Lyft, a socially involved company.
Very good. Angela asks, what is the benefit for an employer to implement a technology like this? And what are the legal implications?
Yeah. So the benefits of this type of technology is you can actually know what your employees care about with the click of a button. So a lot of times these conversations happen offline where you have no access to them. So now we bringing them online to give you access to this hidden data. And as far as legal implications, there aren't any because we own all the data. So the company doesn't have to worry about any type of lawsuits or anything like that because we the third party that owns all the data.
Very good. Last question. How is this solution differentiated from Blind? They have huge problems with trolling. Do you have a plan for addressing that while still maintaining customer trust?
Yes. So one of the things we really want to do is more so talk about branding and marketing. As I mentioned earlier, we want to make sure that we stress that really early on about the use cases, about how the platform is used, and then we allow actually users to report, any type of foul play or any type of language. So as soon as you report it, the comment actually comes down immediately. And then we review everything internally, and you can get banned from using the platform as well too.
Very good. All right, everyone. Let's hear it for Sydney Inyore. Great job, Sydney. Really appreciate it. Good job. All right, Dan.
Yeah, next up we have Awa Dia from Nekawa Beauty, nekawabeauty.com. And they are committed to creating quality products with ethically sourced organic and natural ingredients. Awa, take it away.
Whenever you're ready, go ahead.
All right. So growing up in Senegal, I was taught at an early age that nature is man's best medicine. My grandmother and my mother would nourish my skin and my hair with natural ingredients gathered from our backyards in the rural villages of Jollof, which always made me feel like a queen. Our aunties and grandmothers would gather the shea and the baobab nuts from the shea trees and the 6,000-year-old baobab and extract the butters and the oils while paying respect to the trees and leaving no harm behind. Nekawa Beauty was created in 2018 to continue to honor and celebrate Mother Earth and the many ways that it sustains us and helps to nourish our skin and our hair. At Nekawa Beauty, we provide our customers with multi-purpose, organic, plant-based, and handcrafted products. We also sell shea butter in 3 cents, as well as the Awakened Baobab Serum, which can be used for your face, body, scalp, and your hair. We currently sell direct-to-consumer on our website and offer bulk orders for companies and events. We've also participated in festivals and pop-ups throughout the Seattle area. We see that the natural beauty industry is expected to reach $54 billion by 2027, and we want to be a part of that growth while continuing to also think about the planet. So as we think about the future of Nekawa, the help of investors and advisors is something we know will play a valuable role in our growth. We want to continue to scale to meet the demands of our customers, as well as to move our packaging to become more eco-friendly and increase marketing, and also to develop and introduce new products and that have origins to Senegal. We at Nekawa Beauty see the connection between taking care of Mother Nature and our skin and our hair. And if you too are interested in honoring the earth, please vote for Nekawa Beauty. Thank you.
Oh, great job. Thank you. Great job. Thank you so much. We are taking questions from anyone in the comments, and I'm not sure, it might have been my machine, if it might have been a little cutting out. I'm not sure if everyone else heard that, if it cut out or not. That's okay. We're dealing with technology here, but anyone questions, my first question would be, tell us a little bit more about your distribution plans to get this into the hands of consumers.
Yeah, so we already actually do have consumers who are purchasing our products online. So we make everything handmade right now. And so that's part of why we are looking for investors and advisors, so that we can move it into actually working with a supplier that'll be able to make our products in a sustainable way, because we're importing the baobab, for instance, from Senegal, as well as the shea butter from Ghana. I think there might be a little pause. I'm unable to hear Nick.
Okay, we're going to go to the next question. Great job. How will your handcrafted products scale?
Yeah, so that's one of our big concerns right now. We are doing everything handmade right now. Just me and my co-founder Chelsea Trotter in that picture over there. And so that's part of why we are, in terms of being able to meet the demands of our consumers, we need to move that into actually creating a space where we can hire folks who will help with the handcrafting aspect of it. And then that would also, if you think about it, actually grant jobs for people who are looking for work.
Very good. Very good. All right. Once you have your investors and you're able to scale, do you plan on going wholesale?
Yeah, we do. So we have a little model right now where we're actually doing bulk orders for companies like Deloitte, which we've had a couple of bulk orders for their events. And we've also done stuff with Indiana University and giving bulk orders there. And we do want to go wholesale in order to be at small boutiques who match the vision and the mission of Nekawa and really think truly about taking care of nature and sustainability and being eco-friendly.
And how will you ethically sourcing your products?
So we are already ethically sourcing our products. One way that we are doing it, so one of the companies that we work really closely with in Senegal is a baobab company that, luckily for me, I have family who's still based in Senegal. So they're actually able to go and check and see the work that they're doing. The company is USDA certified and have gone through the certifications of making sure that they are ethically sourcing, as well as making sure that they're also doing social impact work in the neighborhoods that they're gathering the baobab as well as the shea from. Great question.
Yeah, great question. Are you also looking to develop retail partners? And if so, how will you scale while continuing to support and use sustainable sources?
Yeah, and so this is something we've been having a lot of conversations about, because we do want to have retail partners who are selling our products. But at the same time, that means we need to get to the point where we can actually move the process from being me and Chelsea making it to getting folks, as I mentioned earlier, to actually come and be hired to help us with the expansion of the work that we're doing. Sorry. There seems to be a slight lag. I don't know if.
All right. We're going to do one more question. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're going to do one more question. And do your products have aloe?
They do. So the shea butters do, all of the shea butters that we sell currently, they have aloe within their ingredients. And it's aloe juice that we're actually using for it. And it's 100% organic.
Very good. All right, everyone, let's hear it for Awa. Thank you so much. Great job. Okay, Dan, let's bring you back in.
Yeah.
All right.
We have Anders Bowman with Because Health. Hello, Anders. How are you, sir? Anders,
great. Can you hear me?
We can hear you just fine.
Yep.
So BecauseHealth.com is where you can find them, and they're resolving sensitive concerns with on-demand expert solutions. Anders, whenever you're ready.
Okay, let's see.
All right, we are just waiting for Anders. There we go. And on whenever you're ready, my man.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, it's a little lag. I want to talk about Jack and Sarah. So Jack and Sarah are a young couple living in Naples, Florida. Jack has an essential job as a butcher in a downtown grocery store. And for the past month and a half, he's been afraid of getting coronavirus and infecting Sarah. So they've stopped kissing, touching, even connecting due to those fears, and he's even sleeping on the couch. Sarah is a hairstylist at a salon that just reopened. But today, instead of stress and fear and distancing herself from Jack, she's coming home with a brighter attitude and a better understanding of her health risks. Why? The salon ordered our Because Health COVID-19 business reopening plan. So Sarah and her coworkers were all tested on Tuesday. They received test results yesterday. And today, the salon reopened with a sign outside that says, "Welcome back. Our employees have tested for COVID-19 and we are open for business." The certification on the door has a QR code to facilitate contact tracing if needed to stop chains of transmission. Sarah also learned about Because Health through her employer, and she got a prescription treatment from our website to increase intimacy with Jack, which will discreetly arrive at her door in a few days. In the meantime, she and Jack are adjusting to this new normal with a more positive outlook, and Jack plans to approach his manager tomorrow about implementing testing at the grocery store. I'm Anders Bowman, the founder of Because Health. We're a telemedicine company offering healthcare to achieve your best.
All right.
Connected, one test at a time. All right.
Yeah, let's hear it for Anders. Great job, man. And, that's the way that, Founders Live and 99 seconds go, but you got it. So my first question, as we're waiting for the comments to flow in here, my first question for you, man, is, what sort of, I guess, describe a little bit of, if there was a shift or a pivot because of what happened with COVID, how did that change your approach to things maybe in December, January, February? Walk us through that time frame. Just curious if what happened within your business.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to move this over here just so I can look at you in the camera. So we've been focused on developing services to reconnect people from the beginning. We've been doing that since the beginning of 2019. We pivoted from the area where we started, which was focused on sexual health, to leveraging our testing capabilities for COVID-19 tests. So our lab that we've partnered with and our medical director has partnered with for the past 10 years, which has been around since 2003, is able to deliver antibody tests and nasal swabs directly to people's homes or to the workplace.
And then we're going to take the next question. Let's go with, is it difficult to acquire testing kits?
Yeah, so the system is tied up, right? So CDC, Quest, LabCorp, the big guys, they've got their hands full of testing in hospitals and other urgent care centers. And there just aren't options for people who want to get back to work. We have partnered with a few smaller labs that use high complexity testing They follow FDA guidelines, and they can provide the same test results to people who want to purchase this through networks like ours.
How is this not unethically benefiting off a pandemic? Not 100% sure, Alicia, that, but Anders, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, so, right now, everyone's wondering, how do we get back to work? How do we get back to normal? And testing is the answer for that. And the government is doing their part to try and roll that out as quickly as possible. We're doing our part to roll that out as well to businesses.
Very good. Are you guys HIPAA compliant?
Yeah, fortunately, technology today has made it relatively easy to build a platform that is HIPAA compliant.
And then can I transfer my existing medical records to your startup?
We don't have an integration depending on what system you're using for your medical records. Transferring from something like Epic or another system. When you do get on board as a patient, you're able to attach files for the physician. So yes.
Very good. We're going to do one last question for y'all. And it's right here. How fast can you scale testing capacity? How many businesses can you help open back up in the next month, quarter, etc.?
Great question, Garrett. So we right now we're able to handle per business 200 tests a day. And we're doing about 20 businesses a week. So, we expect to make a small dent in the impact of just bringing people back to work. And we're looking for lab partners to continue to expand that.
Very good. All right, let's hear it for Anders. Because Health, great job. Thank you so much, and we'll see you later. Dan, how you doing, my man?
Hey, this is going pretty well. I'm very excited about all the pitches that we've heard so far. Just one more left, right?
Just one more left.
Hello, Sharon. How are you? Sharon is with Go Love Yourself, and her website is thegoloveyourselfbox.com. Sharon, take it away whenever you're ready.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. So Sharon is 32 years old, and she's had it. She feels like she's too young to run out, yet here she is on her own personal hamster wheel of hell. She pours her coffee long before the sun rises and barely even notices when the sun has set. Her anger, depression, and anxiety are through the roof. She pops Xanax to make it through the morning and Ambien to make it through the night, and she's never felt more alone. She knows that life can be more beautiful than this, and she knows that something's got to change. Have you ever felt like this? Have you ever scrolled through Facebook or Instagram feeling pangs of envy, thinking, I wish I could do cool shit like that, or man, it must be nice. I wish I could take a break. That's where Go Love Yourself comes in. For a monthly subscription, I send you a toolkit to help you on your journey. You'll get transformational self-help books, journaling prompts, one-on-one coaching, and join a community of like-minded people who realize that there's more to life than the grind. What started as a humble social media campaign has brought us some serious attention, including unprompted unboxings from Ariana Huffington, Good Morning America, and most recently, we were named a top self-care strategy by Oprah Magazine. We're building a community that's empowering the calm, empathetic leaders we desperately need today and setting the stage for the empowered and enlightened leaders we even more desperately need tomorrow. I'm looking for investors and advisors who can help me to grow this powerful little community that I've built into a transformational platform that will change the lives of millions of women across the globe. I'm Sharon, the founder of Go Love Yourself, and I'm standing in front of you 2 years later, proof that this works. Sharon is calm, journaling with Earl Grey each morning, and meditating with chamomile each night. Thank you, and I hope you'll give us your vote.
Great job, Sharon. So good. All right, we are taking your questions. Throw them in the comments. Sharon, tell us a little bit more about, is there any specific focus, like how narrowly focused are you, or how wide is this in terms of, self-care?
Great question. So every single month I curate a thematic box. So the themes change every month based on what I'm hearing from my community, what great new transformational self-help books are coming out, and generally what's happening in that time of the year. So some themes that we've include the sleep revolution when folks were really stressed out. We just featured Untamed, which is a brand new book that just came out last month and has been really, really successful, both in our community and outside of it. So we really do listen to our community members and what we need.
Awesome. Alicia says, what challenges have you faced as a woman-owned business?
I love this question. Thanks for asking it. So 2 things. One, is I recognize the challenges that so many women-owned businesses face. That's why we source almost all of our products and services actually from other women-owned businesses. So we support at least 10 women-owned businesses every single month in every single box because there are so many challenges. I have thankfully not faced that. I have been able to partner with a lot of other women entrepreneurs who've been incredibly supportive and really, supporting me on my journey. It's been wonderful.
That's great. How do you find inspiration for a monthly box theme? Tell us a little bit more about how that is determined.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that a little bit, but I think really we have a powerful community and the women in it are so vulnerable and are so willing to share exactly what's going on for them all the time. Then I put together a list of books that I think would be really helpful and I throw it to the community and kind of like this, we put it to a vote and choose the themes around that.
That's great. How do you help other women-led businesses?
Kind of talked about this a little bit too, but we feature 10 other women-owned small businesses every single month. So everything from the services and the editors that I work with to everything that's in the box, the printers who print our magazines and workbooks are women-owned, even like down to the crinkle cut that's in the box, we support them. We also partner with coaches every single month to help them to build their businesses as they're helping other women across the globe. So it's actually in a variety of different ways. Thank you.
Very good. Renee asks, why are self-care and coaching so important during these times?
Yeah. Honestly, self-care is huge right now. It's huge always, but it's incredibly important right now when we have women in hospitals, in nursing homes, working their tails off to make sure that they're taking care of everyone around them, working double duty, working their jobs full time, taking care of their families at night. And self-care is the thing that really helps us to make sure that we're not burning out. And I say that from experience, having burnt out as an educator. So self-care is crucial in helping us to stay engaged and connected and preventing exhaustion. There's so many things that self-care, when done strategically and not in the like hashtag treat yourself kind of way, it's super powerful for making sure that we are staying engaged. And coaching, honestly, so coaching is something that I'm super passionate about. Yes, we feature the books, but it's too easy to read a book and put it right back on the shelf along with all of the ideas. So that's where the workbook comes in, where you journal and you set goals and you track progress and you reflect on things that really deeply matter. And then the coaching comes in to help you take it one more step of the way to see what are the things that you can't see for yourself that somebody else can offer to you as a way of supporting you.
Great. This is one last question real quick. Can you purchase one as a gift for someone else?
Yes. So we have our monthly subscription, so you can subscribe ongoing. You can also hop to our website, thegoloveyourselfbox.com. We have prepaid subscriptions that you can offer as a gift. We also have one-time boxes, one-time essentials kits, one-time purchases that you can send to somebody that you care about.
So great. Sharon, good job. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, there we go. All right, everyone. Dan, what do you think, my man?
Oh, this has all been so good. And you know what? It's time to get ready to vote here in a second.
Yeah, so what I will do is do this.
Well, while you're doing that, I want to thank everyone for all the comments. They've been tremendous and tons of feedback, great questions. I'm even seeing some fans of the different presenters in there. So that is really good to see.
All right, so everyone, if you've been around a while, you know that this is how we vote. If this is your first time, that QR code right there on your screen. If you take your phone, you literally just hold your camera from your phone. Where are we at? Scan your camera to that image. It will take you directly to the voting poll. Founderslive.com is where we vote. If you're new or you probably need to sign in, there's going to be a few steps to take here, but we're going to take about 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. We are going to vote. What I would say is, kind of turn some music on in your own angle or your own end or whatever. We're not going to turn on music here, but we're going to take a few minutes. We're going to vote. Dan and I will have some chat on what we thought about the pitches. But please let's take 5 minutes. If you have some issues or questions, feel free to type them into the comments, but go to Founders Live. That scans you right to the poll. You're going to need to go through a joining or a login process. And then you make sure you go back to the poll, the button, and make sure you reconfirm that your choice was registered. And then we'll come back at about 6:52 and we will announce the winner. All right, Dan, I'm going to bring you in, and first of all, Inyore, what was striking to you from the Inyore conversation?
Well, no, I just think that creating a platform that does that, and where so one thing that didn't get brought up that I would have liked to have seen is things kind of like Glassdoor or Blind or those other platforms where you can go in and you can anonymously or you can publicly post your information and like what you think about what's going on, a specific scenario, or what you think about your employer in general. I think that he's got something there.
Yeah, I think he does too. I think it's, this is clearly a big issue, and it's important for, I think, just, companies, they're kind of lost. And so they need other concepts and companies like Inyore to come and help them solve these issues that, quite frankly, they're having a hard time solving. What do you think?
Yeah, you're exactly right. And there's like someone trying to find, like Sydney has done and his team is trying to find a way to kind of needle their way into that one specific thing that no one else has done a good job of building out yet.
All right. And then, not to put you on the spot, but what other one kind of jumped out at you that you wanted to throw another comment or question on?
I don't want to give away who I voted for. I did use the QR code. Everything worked great. I did make my vote. So I'm just going to give a couple quick tidbits about the rest of them. Nekawa Beauty, I really love what she's trying to do. Awa with nekawabeauty.com, and that is a really good goal to try and be sourcing, ethical and renewable ingredients, and then trying to figure out ways to scale in a very responsible manner. I felt that was really good. Because Health, obviously, Anders rather, because Health.com, he's trying to solve a problem that we need to figure out right now. And this is going to happen again. When we look back on the last, decade, we've had the swine flu, the H1N1, the bird flu. This is going to happen again, and we're going to have to find new ways to solve these problems going in the future. And then I love Sheridan's story as well. Go love yourself. There's a lot of different of those, monthly subscription services out there for getting your box with all your stuff. I personally have done the clothing boxes before and whatnot, but you have to find a way to differentiate yourself. And I think she's also done that.
Yeah. There's an interesting thread here. This is not on purpose. I do think that with all of our companies, we are being influenced and affected by what's happening around the world. So, we're, call it pivot or whatever, we're angling our business towards the needs and the problems today. But you see that most of them are very, very applicable to today's world, from health, to self-care, which, by the way, I'm making sure I get outside every day. I'm making sure I've realized for me during this time when we're in lockdown, I have to move. I have to get outside and be somewhat exercising, walking, getting sun. So for me, personal care has been, I'm getting a ton of sleep too, because I'm like, well, it's not like I'm going out, we're not going out too much. And so, when you look at personal care today, in today's world, it's absolutely tremendously important. So, that's huge as well. And, I think, I just think everything here, great pitches. I want to say that to everyone. But we do have a winner. Are we ready to hear this?
Yeah, go for it.
Where is that? Are we ready? Sharon, I want you to come back up on the screen.
Yeah.
Well, great job.
Congrats,
Sharon. We have a winner. I am going to remove this. We're going to highlight you. Congratulations. You got a lot of votes here today. It was an amazing. So for anyone out there, if you refresh your page, you're going to see the latest results after you voted. So, but I want to congratulate Sharon. Go love yourself. Give us a few words right now.
So first of all, the rest of the pitches were amazing, and this was competitive. I know that to be true. So thank you. Thank you for believing in me, and thank you for believing in the business. And I see some of the comments here that some of the folks in the community showed up for me tonight. So thank you to everyone who showed up for me tonight, and for Melissa and her help in creating this pitch and putting it together with me.
Thank you. Dan, what do you got?
So I will say that you were the one that I voted for. I didn't want to tip my hat too much in my comments, but the thing that I would like to follow up on is I've done a lot of these subscription boxes before, and usually I end up canceling them after a short while because it just gets dull.
Yeah.
And all they're really doing is just like changing like for the clothing, they're just changing the colors around a little bit. It's not all that different. So I would love to hear more about, who on your team, yourself and others, are coming up with these unique ideas, and how are you going to stay fresh?
That's a great question. So it's interesting that you say that, because I've noticed that the folks who come to us through other subscription box sources like Cratejoy or other subscription box platforms tend to notice a distinct difference. So those folks tend to stay with us a whole lot longer because we don't cycle through the same things, because we can't. Every single theme is so highly curated around one particular book that we'll never be able to repeat it, right? And the good thing is we have so many books to choose from, and there's so many great transformational self-help books that we'll never need to repeat a book. We might repeat a theme, for instance. We might focus on 2 books about self-help, or sleep, or we might focus on 2 books about combating perfectionism. But I think each one, kind of like these pitches, tells a very different story and has very different solutions and suggestions for how to work on it. And so I think the great thing here is that we don't really have to worry about recreating a theme. And I think the other magical thing about it is that some of these other subscription boxes are really subscription boxes with community components, right? And the community is really an additive thing where you might get together and talk about the things you got, whereas our community is really the heart and soul of everything that we do, and the box is kind of the accessory to the community. And so I think that's a place where we really differentiate ourselves.
Sharon, I got a question. How has the downturn in crisis affected your thoughts on subscription models in general? Do you think it improves, like people will be willing to, obviously it's a self-care thing, they want to invest in it, or do you think you're like, oh no, people might not be willing to part with that amount of money every month?
Right.
How does that affect you?
Yeah, because we're not the cheapest box on the market, right? There are significantly cheaper boxes than ours. The thing that I'm hearing though is that, and it's kind of strange to say it, but it's true, that folks find places in their budget for this because it's about well-being and community and connection, which I think is dire right now. People are feeling very alone and very lonely and isolated. And this is a way to make sure that we're not feeling that kind of super isolation. I think the other thing that's interesting about it is that it's not like, there are some really treat yourself kind of boxes out there. And I think people will order them to say, I'm at home and I want something that feels good delivered, which is phenomenal. And we are perfectly poised to be able to support folks with that. And so we are seeing, honestly, a bit of an uptick in members subscribing right now and wanting self-care delivered to their doors, and also wanting community in the midst of isolation. And it's kind of working out well for us. We've seen a little bit of a challenge with suppliers and being able to source some of the things that we are accustomed to being able to get pretty easily. But that being said, we have great partnerships with them and we work really well together. So we've been able to skirt around that pretty easily.
Very good. Sharon, congratulations.
Thank you.
How about that? The very first virtual Founders Live Seattle winner, and you did a great job. I know it's weird, right? It's like I was telling everyone earlier, it's like it's not like you're standing in front of hundreds of people in person. You're just talking to a screen, but it's also just the dynamics are a little off, but you did a great job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for inviting me.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and hopefully see you in the networking.
You will. Thanks.
Dan, how about this? You know,
I think we pulled it off.
I think we pulled it off too.
First one in Seattle.
You know, everyone else, you know, I hope that you feel that way too. And let's see, I'm going to bring back my screen. But yes, we did. And I can tell you that the relief here feels good, experiencing this in front of you all, and then seeing that, you know, there is a tremendous future for Founders Live virtually and around the world. Before we get going to our next move and what's up next, I want to tell all the presenters, all the founders tonight, incredible job. You all did a great job with all the circumstances, preparing for this. Tremendous job. Thank you so much. And you all are great founders. Of course, we have a competition, so it is what it is. But thank you so much. Keep rocking and stay healthy, stay safe on your end. And everyone else, you know, this was Founders Live Seattle. We are now doing this once a month online. And the great thing is that the next Founders Live Seattle will be announced soon. We do this every month at the end of the month. And if you are not in Seattle, it doesn't even matter, because you know what? Every single Founders Live is now your Founders Live. And that's the key, is as we start growing virtually, you know, Founders Live London, Founders Live Boston that happened tonight, Founders Live Guadalajara, Mexico that also happened tonight. You know, those are Founders Live events that you can tap into now, watch, and then engage with people. So we want to thank everyone that was part of this. I want to thank Dan. Thank you, man, for hosting tonight. Thank you.
Absolutely, Nick. Thanks.
I want to thank our Seattle team, Ryan, who's behind the scenes, Claudius, who's behind the scenes, and so many others that have helped us do great work. And we're just going to continue to do that. And lastly, I want to let you know that you stick around for happy hour, and below the video box in that details, you should see a link. I think it's there. But we also are going to put this in the chat. Let's see. I am putting it in there right now, so it should show up pretty soon. But there, if you copy paste that link, we're going to go to Zoom. We're going to actually have a happy hour where we're going to turn on cameras. We're going to hang out. We're going to chat. Now the stress is down and off, so we can chill. And, you know, hopefully we see you there. So
See you there.
See you there. Dan's going to run the networking, and we're going to do Zoom room breakouts. Would love to see you there. I'm going to hang out. Would love to chat with all of you. So with that, we are done. This has been Founders Live Seattle. Thank you so much, and we will see you again.
See you soon.